The fuck was that?
I was saying all kinds of stuff that was very important, but okay.
Yeah, just cut us right off. Okay, can I show high rant something real quick? So high rant. Here are the comps we were talking about in the on your Instagram. Here's Stars Kill Rock. Here's Rock Stars Kill. And then here's Kill Rock Stars. But what I wanted to show you was that there was back in the day for like a couple years they did a cassette store day, and they did this.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
So
I remember
remember
that
this was all three of them. Here's all three albums on cassette.
You actually attended a cassette store day?
I did. Well, they released this. They released these three comps on cassette, and inside of it, it had this, which was this like 6 degrees of separation of all the bands on the compilations.
That's
so
cool.
Of course I bought that, and then just real super quick, I want to show you this. These are the other comps I was telling you about. So Yo-Yo did 3. So Yo-Yo did 3 as well. Julep, they did Mint, and I forget what the other one was called. Julep's the best one though to get if you can find it. And then of course Yo-Yo always released a like a comp from the Yo-Yo Go-Go was like a festival they did, and this was the comp from the festival. If you dig the Kill Rockstar stuff, you're gonna dig this.
What's funny is
Go ahead.
No, I remember actual cassette stores when I was a kid. It was a store that just was wall-to-wall cassettes.
Yeah,
in Queens Village.
Very cool.
Just remembered.
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't have that.
Tchotchke. This is just such a tchotchke they did for it. I've never actually put them on. It was numbered to 500. You can kind of see the number down there.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to buy it just for the, anyway.
Is that like a collector's item now?
It is for me. I mean, this was a big thing for me. Like I was very much into Kill Rock Stars and Chainsaw and all those labels when I was a teenager. So the fact that they did this, I mean, there's probably only it's a good thing they only printed 500 because there's probably only 500 people in the world that give a shit about it, but it's still good. And he, High Rant, got the best comp out of him. I definitely think the Rockstar's Kill was the best one because it has Kathleen Hanna doing I Wish I Was Him. But overall, that whole comp is really good.
Yeah.
But the Kill Rockstars one has Nirvana doing Beeswax on it. Anyway, this is like a really good overview of the Kill Rockstars world. It's got like every big band, including Addicted. Their music's kind of hard to come by, especially on vinyl.
Nice.
Well, hey, to produce more cassettes, we need oil, right? So that's why this event as well, takeover is really helpful.
Oh, dude, why are you getting all started like that?
Why do you have to bring that up? Why do you have to go there?
Are we live?
Yes.
Well, yes.
The International Underground.
What is that?
This is the compilation for the International Pop Underground Convention.
Did you just get all this stuff, Joel?
No, I've had this stuff in my collection for a while. Well, actually, I didn't have this. I actually bought this at Innoveneer, but I bought it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, how many comps of those are there? How many comps of those?
A lot.
Oh, Halfcock. That's a classic. Louisville.
Yeah. This is great. I got, this is one you'll definitely want. High Rant is the Free to Fight comp.
Don't know that one. What's on that? Is this comp hour? Is this New Year's or 2026 is going to be the year of comps?
Well, it's High Rant's fault because he posted it. I didn't think anyone would care about this stuff, but it had all the same bands like Heavens to Betsy, which was a precursor to Cedar Kinney, The Fifth Column, The Third Sex, Team Dresch, Lois, just all the K Records, Kill Rock Stars universe. And then, of course, this one's really good. Moving to the Villa Kula. This is all the bands. There was a label called Villa Kula, short-lived. And there's Cedar Kinney's on this. Kaya's on this. I don't think Tattletale's not on this comp, but Tattletale was on Villa Kula, which is how I knew about it. But anyway.
Hey, let's wish Stevie here, happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I guess we can try.
Jeez.
Well, Jason, where are you in the world today? That's what I want to know.
I'm at an Airbnb with my new friends.
Are
Say
they gonna
hello,
be special
Kyler.
guests?
Kyler, are you going to say hello? Can you hear him?
Hello.
Hello.
They're saying hello
Hello.
back to you.
How's he doing? How's this Call of Duty round going?
They're asking how your Call of Duty round is going.
Pretty good. Wins and losses, you know.
Riveting stuff with
I know.
the number one stream as chosen
That's right.
by Jonas Final Stockholm. Riveting.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jefferson. Look at this
Hey there.
Herc. What is this? Herc, come on now. Herc, this is not. Let me stop. Does Venezuela have seasoned audio files? Wow.
I guess we'll
Dr.
find out.
Fear. I know. I don't even know what to say about that. Do you look at
And
this?
every year,
comment?
the year of Kid Rock.
That's right.
It's the year of
Kid Rock still
Sublime. There's gonna be a
alive?
new Sublime album this year.
Wow, look at the revenue. When I do this, I'm reminded of Putterman now, Stunty. When I'm doing this, like I'm just
Oh yeah, I agree.
that look.
The angle.
It's just he was always doing like this, couldn't see or something.
I feel like he might be watching sometimes. Good old Fred.
Welcome, Eddie.
Hey Eddie.
Now is now a good time to let everybody know that Tucker Carlson and Wolf Blitzer are backstage. We can bring them in.
So when what Dom and Chris are saying is that when we get that oil, from Venezuela, they're going to be doing 240 gram vinyl, 240.
Yeah, we're gonna be swimming in it.
Yeah.
Imagine the warps on those bad boys.
And then Chad is going to go back to Stoughton, right? He's going to move off the mat. Going to go back to Stoughton tip on, right? Because things are going well again.
Joel's just showing comps here. So Chris, do you what do you do in the start of a new year? Do you like to do this whole kind of resolution thing in general?
Like in my personal life, no.
No,
I
you
don't ever
believe
change. I don't ever change.
That's
But-
right.
But it is like topical for the VC, and I think for us because specific to our four experiences, I felt like last year we brought a lot to each other's arsenal. We learned a lot from each other, so I thought it's a good way to kind of rethink how we're doing things individually and kind of talk about that a bit. So resolution, I guess, is the marketing part of the stream tonight. But, I think there's things we've all reconsidered, like in real time too, right? Over the past several months.
Yes.
And we've talked about stuff privately,
Have we?
I'd rather talk about politics than P. Diddy, to be honest.
Did you see that documentary?
I'm watching it now, and a lot of it hits close to home based on some of my previous. I know some of the people in some of those shots, and it's a little sad, or not sad. It's a little, based on some of the people. It's just unfortunate, I guess, but that's a whole nother story. It's actually really messed up, but riveting watch, actually.
Yeah, it is sad, and it's not entertaining, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
and I just feel vindicated because I was always a big Tupac guy over Puffy, so I knew I was right back then.
he doesn't come off too well in this.
No,
that's safe to say. But no, I that's good.
That's good. Yes. Look at Alex with this comment.
Are you going to be speaking to the military anytime soon, Rojas?
That's right.
No,
See you
I
on
don't
the
know.
Cape of Venezuela.
Well, does anyone else care about resolutions? I actually really do. I actually really like it. I like turning up the calendar and sort of like setting different things that I want to do for the year. Hey Brian, I got your card. I got your postcard, Brian. I've been meaning to write you, but I got your card and your sticker. Thank you.
Yeah, I just got mine today too.
You got one too. Oh, good.
I literally just got it today. It's out of my car because I'm gonna take it to the store and put it up.
That's a good point. I didn't know 50 Cent produced that until I was watching the credits. I was like, oh, no wonder this is a real attack.
Well, is
Wait,
it an
hold
attack,
on.
though?
Is Stunty defending Diddy? Like, what are you doing?
Well, it just seems like,
Isn't it-
50 Cent produced this. I'm like, I guess he's not really being shy about, including all the good stuff.
But he's said for the past 20 years that he hates that guy. Because there's shit about him. So like now he's got,
Yeah.
and it's not like anything stretched in that documentary.
Yeah. Well, they're both scumbags, I guess. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. Well, one's cooler. I mean, one's a better artist. One exploited less people.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Anyway, I really do. I love New Year's resolutions. If anyone's watched my channel in the past, I've done a bunch of different things around the new year. So it's a favorite of mine, actually.
Well, I should explain why I'm down on them. It's because I never really stick to them.
You don't stick.
I did.
Okay. I see.
But I'm committed. My resolution is to stick to my resolutions this year.
Did you set one for records at the beginning of last year?
I did. I set like 3.
You did. How'd that go?
They failed miserably.
Okay.
All 3 of them. They weren't major. The 3 were like redoing my Discogs want list and trying to be, more organized in what I'm looking for. Failed at that. Spending more time with like liner notes and like reading about failed at that miserably. And the third one was to buy more used than reissue and failed at that miserably. So I was 0 for 3 last year last year.
Okay.
What about you? How did you do on yours?
Well, this year I did great, actually. One was to stick to buying specifically. I ended up buying about the same. I intended to keep it down a little bit, but I ended up really focusing on specific records I wanted, and less reissues, which was not too hard for me to sort of do. But you end up spending more on original pressing, so it doesn't. You kind of get limited by nature of that. It's hard to buy all the reissues if you're spending more on originals. But the thing that I used to do was there was one year where I said I set out a very grand expectation of only buying like 72 records for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
I failed that horribly, so I don't do that anymore. The idea was I was going to be very intentional and buy 6 records a month, and that didn't go well. But I kind of predicted that would happen. But it was a running joke for certain folks about how stupid and silly that was and how I would never be able to live up to that. And they were right. So I don't really predict about the amount I'm going to buy anymore. But I have narrowed my focus and sort of specifically looked to go in very specific directions, and that has happened.
Well, did you hit that 72 mark like in 2 months or like
probably?
Yeah,
probably. I'll say this: like at the beginning of last year, I was going pretty hot and heavy, and so far this year, I haven't done anything. So I don't know. It's all ebbs and flows. Depends on what's out there and whatnot.
Someone put Record Talks comment on. Can any of you guys have permissions to do?
No, I don't.
I'm dying. Why doesn't he give us permissions to do this? He keeps claiming we have permissions and we don't.
Love to put it on back.
Yeah.
Where's Record Talks? Where's it at?
I don't
put
know.
that. God damn it, Jason. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. It's a really funny comment though.
No, it's all right. So go ahead, Tom.
No, but Walt, I have a pretty big scheme I'm going to announce for this year and for going forward. I have well, I'll get to that in a bit, but I have a bunch of different projects I'm working on this year, which I won't get into yet, but one of them I will talk about tonight.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I made a list of stuff that is necessary. Some of it I've already put in motion.
Sorry, I'm way behind with the comments and everything.
Give me permission to highlight comments so I can highlight them.
What? Can't do that right on the fly.
I want to highlight Ricket Talk's comment.
I can't. Only Chris can do that.
I don't have that.
Can you do that or
No?
Can you highlight Ricket Talk's comment?
I cannot. I don't
No,
have
Jason. If Jason doesn't have permission to do it, who's been doing it this whole time? There you go.
this one? Yeah.
It's too late now. We had to beg for it. It's not funny
What?
anymore.
Whoa! Give Record Talk his due here.
Let me let everybody know here. Like I'm at an Airbnb. Okay, you know, I'm using my iPad.
Can you put records in the windows like you do on your
Virtual records, yes. Okay. Been trying to hold off on buying any records because Joel helped me move records, and so did our buddies Jeremy and Greg.
Joel? So let me ask you about Jason's move. Was he all ready to go? Was everything ready?
Hell no. Okay, let me tell you guys a little bit something about. Let me go ahead and put Jason on blast.
Can you highlight Rev's comment first? This is breaking
Let's
news.
do this. Go.
Okay, so Jason here lives on the third floor of an apartment, or he did live on the third floor of an apartment complex with no freight elevator. The man had a shit ton of records. He had equipment. He had like little knickknacks, like little accessories for that are related to the record listening hobby. He had nothing prepared. So he calls me up and he says, "Hey, Joel, can you help me move some records?" So I'm thinking everything else is done and he just wants to move his records. So I show up. He's got all of his records. I thought all of his records down in the garage. So we move everything all the records out of the garage. And then after that, he's like, "Oh, you want to come up to my to the place and just hang out or whatever?" So I said, "Sure." So what do I see when I go in there? More records. He had 45s on his countertop. He had records like sprayed out all over
Anything in the fridge
counter. I don't know if there's anything in the fridge, but of course, all of his
records,
kitchen was just
any records in
covered.
the fridge?
All of his countertops in the kitchen were covered with records and stuff. So it's like he couldn't cook anything. I'm like, how do you eat? You know what I mean? How do you prepare a meal? You know, he couldn't. So of course nothing. And I go in his apartment and he's thinking, "Oh, I just have a few more things to pack up and I'll finish it tomorrow." 3 nights later, 3 full nights of moving stuff later, we finally get everything out. But he was not prepared. He sucks at moving. You would think a man that's
pizza and beer definitely is mandatory. I moved a friend's record collection. Well, I've done many moves of record collection, but the last one I did, me and one guy literally moved everything. Well, the guy in question, him and his buddies were just smoking weed and eating pizza. So it can't be worse than what I went through. Okay, Joel.
Nah.
No.
But I like moving boxes.
But can you imagine though, third floor with no elevator? So you're hauling that shit up and down 3 floors. He had amps. This man, like, we need to have an intervention. The man has like probably 1 functioning amp and then like 20 in various states of repair.
You need various amps. You need it.
He has like 20 DJ mixers in various states of functioning. You know, cables galore, keyboards. He had like a dozen keyboards of different types, like synthesizers and whatnot. He had a keytar.
You have a keytar?
He has a keytar. He just has so much shit. He had like 1 guitar that looked like it probably plays, and then he has like 3 guitars that were just the head of the guitar with no neck. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing with all this stuff? You know? And it's just like he just had so much shit that I'm just like when you move, this is when you decide to purge things, but not him. Oh, here's the funniest thing. Okay,
Wait, how many people moving, by the way?
just us, him and
Just
I.
the two of you? Oh, dear.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. Our buddies Jeremy and Greg helped on the first day before I started helping. But here's the thing. So in his garage, he had all these like empty shipping containers, right, for records, like the cardboard boxes. So I start throwing. I say, "You can throw them out." Yeah, he's going to throw them out. So I started throwing them out. He had one that he had bought the Doors box set in, so it said the Doors on the side of the box. So I had initially put that in the back of my truck to throw out. Well, I decided that, like I was just gonna, or I told him I was gonna take it home. A few days later, I decided I'm not gonna take it home and I'm just gonna throw it out. He won't let me throw it out. The man is a hoarder. He's like, well, if you're not gonna keep it, then I'm gonna keep it. I'll find someone who can make use of this empty cardboard box that says the Doors on the side of it. Like, what the fuck?
It's
You
part of the
know?
package. You got to keep it.
He is 100% a hoarder. Okay.
Well, you're not a
are you done,
collector,
Joel?
so you know.
That was yeah. How do you respond, Jason?
Joel's not even talking about the best part where he got one of the most amazing records that he's wanted for the whole year.
I will say this right here, the
Let's-
number one record on my want list. Jason just casually mentions the first day that I'm helping him move everything. He was like, if I think I have a copy of the Real Ramona, if I do, I'll give it to you. And I'm thinking he's bullshitting, like he's trying to dangle a carrot in front of me so I'll help him move stuff. And sure enough, and then what's worse is we're putting all the boxes of records into his storage unit, and he's like looking through them all. And I'm thinking, like, well, why are you putting on this charade? Like, you have a copy of this album. If you had a copy of this album, surely you would have told me before when I've been talking about this fucking thing for like years, And then sure enough, he pulls it out. A clean as fuck copy of the Real Ramona by Throwing Muses.
Not UK though.
It's not. It's a U.S. press, but listen, you don't get cleaner than this. Like, it is perfect condition copy of the Real Ramona, and he just casually pulls it out like it's nothing. And I'm dying inside. I'm like, do I have to continue helping you, or can I go home immediately and listen to it? Like, what's the etiquette here? But he does end up giving this to me, and
no pizza.
Now I have to. No pizza. Well, we did go out to eat afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, we ended up going to Piranha. Was that the first night? Did we go to Piranha? Or
Yes.
was it the second night? We went to Piranha, and I hadn't been there in a long time, and I found this thanks to Jason.
Oh, no,
you
it's
saw
Copy of the Join the Dots. This is the best. It doesn't get any better than this. Anyone who knows The Cure knows they have the most amazing B-sides. So
Used
I
to have
had
it.
this way back in the day, but I sold it, and I'm glad to have it back again.
That's prime
and
Wea shit, Chris.
also,
I remember that
listen,
box.
why you got me big? Let's. I'm not going to bury the lead here, but bam, the greatest duo in the history of duos, fucking Kenny G and Michael Bolton at their prime.
Oh my god!
for
Same
50
hairstylist. Same
Seriously,
hairstylist.
look at these. If you don't have these albums in your collection, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Are you
This
going to give me
is-
those?
I am going to give these to you. I did. I told him I bought these at Piranha.
That's all
to give
Jason
to him.
needs is more stuff to hoard. CDs sitting around.
What's the single on the Michael Bolton? That's the big hit.
What Time, Love, and Tender, the title track.
Is that one? You know, he used to be Michael
Just look at
Bolton.
this comment. What this guy's a joker.
You better not. You got to be careful if Nathaniel Mars is in the chat. He might want that for.
You just have to ask Stunty how many copies of Michael Bolton records does he have?
There's got to be a good remix of Bolton somewhere, right?
He's probably spun it before. He just won't admit it.
No.
Anyway, it was a good time. Listen, I'm always down to help people. It was a good time. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
moving's. If someone asks you to move, you just say yes.
All I'm going to say is that I'm very thankful that Joel, was very helpful along with Jeremy and Greg. Without them, this move would have been more painful. So Joel deserved that record.
So how come you're in the Airbnb? What's the story? You're just not the apartment's not ready?
Well, I'm still looking for an apartment.
Jason's not ready. Jason's not
That's
ready.
right. That's right. I'm not ready. The apartment is not,
Doesn't
it's not
exist
the
yet.
part. That's right. I'm in between.
This is how it was in New York. You used to move like 2 weeks before you didn't have a place 2 weeks before you had to move. It was insane. You'd just like hustle and just look at apartments for like 2 days straight and you'd find something. But every time all the places turn up like 2 weeks within move time. And then it was just like pack everything up. I moved records from a 4th floor walk up. That was no fun myself.
Oof.
Yeah. I didn't have as many then, but it was still a lot.
No, so everything's in storage,
Yeah.
So Joel, even Jeremy and Greg, the other 2 guys that we know, they all try to like look through the diamonds. Jeremy, if you're watching, like, for them to help me move the records from the 3rd to the 1st floor, I gave them 2 records. I gave Jeremy a copy of Howlin' Wolf. I believe it was Moanin' and Moonlight, and then I gave Greg a copy of King Tubby Meets the Uptown Rockers.
Damn.
Pretty nice.
All OGs. So
Pretty nice.
free, But thank
I would have
you,
flown out
Max.
to Austin for that.
Really? You would
So
have flown
too.
out.
Yeah.
I
You
need
would have flown
I
out.
need a
You
King
would have
Tubby.
flown.
Yeah.
You would have
And
been
Dom
like,
and I
oh,
would,
thank
Dom and
you
I
for
just would have
helping me
smoked
move.
weed and
I'll
ate
take this
pizza while you
flash
guys were out.
Oh, the other thing that I got to do, which is not a small thing, I got to have a personal listening experience for Psychedelic Horse Shit. I got to hear the album on Jason's
Director's
system.
commentary.
Yeah. He has which by the way, I'm going to out you. He has a sealed copy of the Psychedelic Horse Shit album on vinyl. That's not many people in the world can say that. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
moving
thought that
is
was cool.
moving stories are good. What's the worst move you've done, Chris? What do you got?
I don't really have any horror stories moving.
Okay, no,
Really,
Joel,
yeah,
no
really
one.
always worked out.
I have a bunch. I've had a lot of like ridiculous moves. I put records on one time. I put records on the street because we did a man with a van and we literally packed this thing to the gills, moving from one place in Brooklyn to another, and I had to put a bunch of records on the street. I didn't. I could have walked with them. Okay, sure. I could have probably figured it out. I know what was in there. There was a couple of Beach Boys records in there. There was a Toasters record in there. New York City ska. Yes. And I don't remember. It wasn't that many. It was maybe like 30 records.
Well, we know your relationship with the Beach Boys, so we're not surprised.
Yeah. It's like, I can find this shit anytime. Who cares?
Yeah.
No
But-
Rusty in those grades.
No, I don't believe so. Who knows? Maybe I was clueless then and I found one. But no, it was hilarious. The thing was literally to the gills. A man from Canada with a van.
I did look through Jason's 45s, just the stray ones that he had still on his kitchen counter, and he had some good ones in there. He had a copy of
Any Bolton?
No, Michael Bolton. He had a copy of Misery, Soul Asylum. I love that song. My favorite Soul Asylum album. He had, what was that other one you had that I liked?
You like the Aha.
Oh, that's right. He had Manhattan Skyline, the Aha 7-inch. That's Scoundrel Days is by far the best Aha album, and he had the Manhattan Skyline. Oh, the picture disc. He had the picture sleeve, which that's hard to it's hard to find, right? It's kind of not something you see in stores every day.
Are you going to help Jason move his stuff from storage to whenever he finds a place?
Listen, I told him I wanted to take a picture of his storage units after we got done, just to like share them. That's going to be hard to move that stuff back because it is such a like it started out nice and organized, and then we just started like sitting shit on top of other stuff, and it's just like packed to the top.
Well, the worst part is moving out, though. Moving in's always way easier.
Oh, here's another thing. On his first unit, he bought this tiny little unit. It's probably like 10 foot by 10 foot, thinking he was going to fit everything in there, and he had a gigantic not a Stairmaster. What's that thing? Elliptical machine.
You moved an elliptical? Oh my god!
And he thought that little 10 by 10 space with an elliptical was going to fit all of his stuff. I was like, "What are you thinking, dude? Get rid of this elliptical." You know,
you didn't know he had that, so you show up and like nothing's ready. An elliptical. You got half broken guitars, instruments all over the place. Oh man, that's rough.
Dude, Stunty, here's my number one resolution for 2026 is to convince everybody to ignore Stunty because listen, Soul Asylum is fucking amazing. Okay, the fact that you don't like them says everything you need to know.
What's your problem with them? What is it? Yeah, well, I don't understand. What did they ever do?
He's over there talking shit about Soul Asylum, and he talks shit about Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, I can understand, okay, but Soul Asylum, what did they ever do? What's wrong with Dave Pirner? Come on.
Yeah. Jason did get a 45 of Take a Bow. He put it back initially, and I picked it up. Or no, that was Rain. It was either Take a Bow or Rain. He put it down, and then I picked it up, and he ended up buying it.
Yeah. At the place I was talking about, where me and my one friend did all the moving, I showed up, and my friend has a turtle. Or sorry, not a turtle, a tortoise. If you know anything about tortoises, they live longer than we do. And this tortoise and his cage and all the heat lamps, that shit was still packed up, or that shit was not packed up. It was all out. He was like playing with the tortoise. He's like feeding the tortoise lettuce. And we're like, where are we? I mean, we're moving today, right? Did we get the wrong date? He's like, oh yeah. I just got to put a few more things together. I'm like, start with the tortoise. Maybe get the tortoise ready to go. He's like, well, the tortoise, like he'll be last. I'm like, yeah, I see a lot of the things that are going to have to be last because nothing's ready. That shit was... I moved a piano, of course. He had a piano.
Damn.
The piano.
And a lot of records, okay?
Piano.
A lot of records. A fucking piano, which is... If anyone's moved a piano, that's not fun.
I've moved a piano about 25 feet. I couldn't imagine actually moving it.
Oh, and I want to say the piano was not on the first floor. This is the second floor. You get a piano down the stairs and then up half.
Wait,
stairs.
this wasn't a grand, right? This was one of those upright ones.
Spin it, upright. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had one of those, and when I was a kid, because I took piano lessons, and my parents didn't want to move it so much that they just left it when we moved. They told the next owners, "You guys want a piano?"
Never buy a piano. Never buy one because people are constantly giving rid of them. You can you can put a note out there in your local community and someone has a piano. They just like, come get the piano. It's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Is it really? Interesting.
No,
this is not true.
Stop.
It's not true.
Anyway, it was a good time.
He would not lie about that.
Would he say that?
It's too weird to be not true.
Should we do the topic?
Yeah, let's try to do anything to get Stunty to stop typing in chat.
Well, Dom's big on New Year's resolution.
So if anybody needs a free elliptical,
yeah,
come to Austin. What record will you give us if we take it?
I have an idea of what I'd like.
I can hear Dom, I can hear Joel, but I cannot hear you, Group Seeker.
At all.
Can you?
No.
Can you guys hear me?
So maybe I
can
need to
hear
come. Oh, you can.
I can hear him.
Yeah.
Let me jump back and then jump back on.
Strange things afoot at the Airbnb.
Hey, so Steve, while he's fixing his thing, so Stevie, I tried to explain to Jason what you did with your rating, but I don't think I explained it very well. But I did. He found that Mazzy did like a best of 2025 list, and he put Wet Leg as number one, and we were getting a good laugh out of that.
You didn't like the wet leg.
Well, just imagining Mazzy listening to Wet Leg is just somehow it's just funny. So what's a topic, Groove Seeker or Dom? Or whose idea was it?
I guess it was mine-ish.
Yeah, I think we were going to talk about how we're going to approach things in 2026. Maybe you're not going to change it all. Maybe you're going to try different things as far as collecting in the vinyl community. We've determined that Dom's big on resolutions. I'm not because I fail at them, but I'm still committed to a couple of changes. So what's your take? You a resolution guy?
Well, so it always comes down to the fact that I file everything that's like sitting out. So like, you know, I'm sure you can all relate. There's records on the floor, records in boxes, nothing too bad, but I had a few hundred records to file yesterday and I've documented all of this. So I'm going to do a whole thing, but it always comes down to that. And, you know, so I had to make room. And so I pulled out maybe 120 records to sell, which I always do at the end of the year too. But that usually sort of gets me to pull out things or give me ideas about what I want to do for the coming year. And so I've been doing this for like 4 years now. I like to put out like a list of key records I want to find. It's not by any stretch all of them. It's kind of the ones that I'm a little more focused on, and then there's others that I don't disclose just because either people all know them or I just want to not disclose them for whatever reason. But there's the 26 I'll put together that I will, and it's actually helped out. Some people have been able to help me get them. Shout out to like Jonas has helped me, Stunty's helped me before, and a few others. But so I do like sharing those. I know some might think that by sharing them, I'm giving away secrets, but I'm not too worried about that. So I do like to do that. I do like to pull out a bunch of records to sell. Of course, that's always part of it. And then this year I have a whole new scheme, which, you know, I've made jokes about how I have things here I'll probably never listen to again, like in my lifetime. And so I'm going to start a 5-year project, which is going to be to listen to every single record.
Jeez.
And make notes on each one and decide if I'm selling. Go ahead, laugh. Laugh.
You ambitious much?
5 years. 5 years.
I've seen your record collection. Like, look at that.
5.
Okay.
You don't think I can do it in 5?
I think you can. You got the turntable at work.
Yeah.
5 records a day, you said. 5 records a day?
No, 5 years.
5 years to listen through your whole collection.
Everything. And make notes.
Yeah, and then quick notes. I've already done 7 today.
Wow.
But I'm going to start with my psychedelic records because I want to thin those down. There's a bunch in here that I think needs to probably get shrunk. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to pick certain genres or that I feel like. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm not going to acquire new things, and you know there'll be changes, of course. But from what's here, I exported my Discogs collection, and I customized the spreadsheet. So now I have notes there. I have a yes or no for keeping or not keeping, and that's going to help me to not only hear everything and discover things that I didn't realize I liked so much and vice versa, but also help me to sell things. And because I'm at my max, like I can't really add anything. My house is full. It's a full household. Like I'm hovering around 5,400 records. That's kind of going to be where it is. I'm going to go up and down.
Can I ask a question about this?
Yes. How am I going to fail?
No. So ear fatigue is a thing, right? And over time, you're just going to keep listening to records and records and records. You're going to get a little fatigued, like at some point in there. What if you say, because of just the mindset that you're in, that you don't want to keep something, and you realize later, like a year later, 2 years later, it's a mistake because
too bad.
You know, fatigued.
Too bad. You can get it back. And I also think records can be ephemeral. Like it doesn't have to. If it leaves, it's not the end of the world. You know, to me, I can get it again if I need to.
Okay. 5 years is actually a pretty good timeline, right? Let's just assume you did every day, which is going to be tough. But if you only have to do 3 records a day every day over 5 years,
is that the math?
Yeah, I think so. Right, 365 times 3 is what? 1080 roughly. Yeah. 1080 times 5. You're just over the 5,400. But that doesn't count double discs and box sets.
No, my collection's already organized as stupidly as possible, but that does not count 45s. Well, it probably should. Actually, no, it will. I think it will eventually. That'll count too, and box sets, because those are part of the collection. So
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at this. So you say you have 5,400 records. That's probably conservative. And there's
that's accurate.
1825 days. That means if you listen to 3 records a day, this is assuming you don't buy any new records, and we know that that's not going to happen. That's 3 records a day every day for 5 years.
That's easy.
But there's also you have to count in the new ones that he buys.
Yeah, but
those I'm listening to in theory as I get them.
Joel, you probably listen to 7 albums a day. Maybe not spin 7 albums, but you probably stream 7 albums.
But not different albums, right? A lot of times I'm listening to the same album over and over again.
Well,
so Dom, no repeats, right? You just move on. Like you want to hear it, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't go for it.
Like my friend asked today, he's like, "Does that mean you're going to listen to the whole thing?" And I say, I got to give it at least a side. And I know you might say, "Oh, the second side might have something you're going to miss or whatever." It is what it is. I mean, a lot of them I'll have an idea of what it is. It's not. I've listened to everything here. I don't have anything I haven't listened to, so I shouldn't be completely, blindsided. But
can I add a caveat to your project? Just a suggestion.
Please do.
I think you should, for the albums you're going to dump, you should at least make a digital playlist of songs you love from the album.
That's adding a big. Yeah, I suppose I could, but
just open up Spotify and be like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of the sound, but I love this track." Or you could put it in your notes, but you just quick drag and drop.
Oh, I guess I'm not on it.
I'm not on it.
No, he's saying that because he purposely didn't put me in it.
I do have to make a will, actually, but no, that's good.
This is hilarious.
No, I don't have that damn record. Fuck that record.
Yeah, Dom's deep in his Psych collection. You're just like, oh, I have 2 copies of Fractured Moonblood. What the fuck?
Yeah, one's signed. I don't remember that. Yeah, Jefferson. I don't know. No, I'm going on the content of what's on here. And if I have to replace it at some point, I will. But I don't think I'm going to have that issue. I'll be buying new stuff, and I am also going to I have to sell my turntable. That's another thing.
What turntable? Your current main turntable?
Yeah. Well, I have an old house here, and nice, Alan. But my floorboards are creaky. My floorboards move, and I have a Thorens floating turntable, floating platter, and it's been skipping. You walk in, I don't care who's there. That's pretty good. It shakes the turntable, so it skips whatever. So I've been talking about mounting it, but where it is, it's in a window, so I'd have to mount it in a weird way against the trim of the window frame. And I was talking to my wife, and she's like, "Why don't you just really you're gonna put mounting screws into that nice old wood? Like, why don't you just get a different turntable that doesn't do that?" I'm like, "That's fair. Good reason for me to upgrade, right?"
Did you try did you try an ISO platform first?
I've tried all of that. Yeah.
Really? Damn.
Yeah. What Tom's saying. If you have bouncy floors, the whole thing's going to bounce. And I've been doing a lot of reading up on it. And if you mount it to the wall, it's, even with the foundation, it's not guaranteed, it depends. It really depends on your house. So, so I got to find something probably direct drive rather than automatic, I guess. And not a floating platter. I love my Thorens, but so I got to look to do that. If anyone has any recommendations,
man.
Yeah,
there's a DAC. There's a DAC with your name on it.
That's the new resolution.
Yeah, you could do a few things, but I wouldn't mount it to a wall. That gives me the creeps.
I was looking into it. I was going to use like a cutting board because it needs to be kind of wide because the window is wide, but it only needs to come up 2 inches. But anyway, I just started realizing it's going to be more of a headache. Why don't I just upgrade the thing? And yeah, the ARs, like the acoustic research or audio research, or acoustic, whatever it is, have the same.
So
all of them have floating tables.
What did you do to isolate it? Did you get like an actual ISO platform? Like, how'd you try to isolate it on the
with risers, 4 risers. I tried just different kinds of padding. Some people talked about like using bicycle tubes. Yeah.
I know a lot of people think it's snake oil, but you should look at the ISO acoustics.
I got a pretty bouncy floorboards though.
I would still try get it off Amazon and return it if it doesn't work.
Just so you know, Johnny Fiva, he specializes in this. He can help you out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's what he does for a living.
All right. I will. Maybe I'll shoot you a message there, Johnny. That's impossible. It's not to be done in no time.
That's right.
So what brands are you what models or brands are you looking at?
Well, I just this is just today, so I haven't really. I was looking at different Thorins that I think most of them are floating. Like I love the TD 124. It's a beautiful turntable, but those also have the same setup.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet. I mean, I don't have any 1200s. I have the Audio Technica version, so I have that. I can just use that. And I have 2 DJ turntables, so I can use those at any time. But I do DJing every now and then out. So
yeah. And have you tried the LP 120 there to make sure it doesn't skip? Like,
yeah, that doesn't. That doesn't.
Yeah, that thing's a tank.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's upsetting.
It's been an issue for 3 years since I've had it, but I've just been ignoring it. But I've like resolution time. I'm going to change this now. But
does that Thorins have a removable head shell or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you might have a buyer for that turntable.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, and I've seen it. Not in person. I've seen it, but I've seen you post pictures of it.
It's the TD 160.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my big project for the year. One of my projects for the year.
For the 5 years.
Yeah,
I'm in a similar camp as you for equipment. I've been talking about this for a while, and I just got really lazy around the holidays and stuff. But I want a second turntable, really dedicated to mono. And then my wife surprised me like 3 or 4 months ago. She's like, "We should really put a turntable upstairs." And I was like, "Wait a second." So, I'm like, "Wait, are you sure?
Endorsing more gear?"
Yeah, so my thought was, well, this is good timing because I can take my LP 120, pop that upstairs, and get a second table downstairs. So I was supposed to purge a bunch of records like 2 months ago and start doing that. And you can see a yellow Post-it. That yellow Post-it's been on my shelf for like 6 weeks. That's where I stopped going through bins.
Okay.
So I have to move that yellow Post-it. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Move that yellow Post-it to the B section, A section soon.
I gotta
just purge a bunch of stuff.
So ISO acoustics, audio Nirvana. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I have an ISO acoustics. Let me double check actually.
Like Jefferson is saying, it's really bad. I mean, my daughter, who's not very heavy at all, walks through and she's skipping the record. I mean, forget if I have people over. It's ridiculous. And then, of course, someone's like, isn't this supposed to be a better listening experience? Your record's jumping all over the place. These kinds of jackasses.
Yeah, I have the ISO. That's part of the charm, the pops and clicks, too.
Yeah.
I have the ISO acoustic Zanzen, and, like, I think it's great. Like, when I first got it, I really jumped in front of my turntable, like, to test it before I kept it.
Do you have a floating platter like that?
No, it's not a floating platter, but my Riga is pretty sensitive.
Okay.
I mean, it's stable. It's like it's engineered really well, but like sometimes I can hear vibrations on the LP 120 if I walk by or stuff like that, or if I hit the shelf or something. But it's pretty solid. So that's why I was like, I mean, it's a really inexpensive investment. If it works for you, then you keep your turntable. If it doesn't, you just return it back to the store.
I'll check it out.
yeah, if Dr. Johnny Fever's endorsing it, it's got to be.
I mean, I had to tiptoe up to the thing, and it still jumps the end and just starts playing on the label like every time.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, it sucks. I should have done something about the computer, but
so Dom's resolution really is move to a bigger house. Is that what you're saying?
we also had this discussion today. Like, this is where we're
no.
We're talking about doing renovation on my home this year. There's a lot going on this year, and my barn. So there's a bunch of stuff that we're talking about. But no, we're not going anywhere just yet.
I'm with Dr. Johnny Fever. I'd rather see you try to keep the thorns than.
Well, me too.
I'm even like I don't know how Johnny Fever feels about this, but even like I heard butcher block cutting boards are really good too. And you could even do that and then the ISO on top of it. You add like 5 or 6 inches on the table. I think that'll do it.
You think so? Okay. I mean, everything's fucking shaking. It's a mess. Oh yeah. Oh God, you want me to go into my basement, Eddie? That basement's not pretty. This house is from 1905. It's not pretty down there. All right, everyone's saying good stuff. Thank you, Jefferson. I'll look into that.
Everyone's very helpful here.
We have the best chat.
I know. Are you going to put Stunty in your will, Dom?
That's another thing we talked about doing this year. We got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to probably leave my records to my wife, I think.
I don't think my wife wants them.
Yeah. That's a good question, too. I believe they are.
Look at everybody like analyzing your house.
Yeah, I mean, I could jack up the floor.
Can you give us a house tour?
I know a guy. We can get some concrete poured in there, in that section.
Oh, Jesus.
Get a nice level and stable. Call Fremer. Maybe Fremer has an idea.
Oh,
Paul, was it? I'm wondering who that was. It was probably Trey, who's in the band. Yeah.
Probably not.
So much moving talk today.
Actually, so Joel, you got a resolution this year or what?
Me?
I got a couple more.
I do have a resolution. It's not really a resolution. It's just something that I'm going to do this year. I'm recataloging my collection because it's gotten completely out of whack, and I keep buying doubles and stuff like that, and I got to cut that out. I'm also re-sleeving everything while I'm doing it. So re-sleeving, recataloging. I know it's not a sexy resolution or anything like that. Everything else to do with my resolutions has to do with the store. So not necessarily with my record collection.
Okay. Do you want to share or no?
Well, I'm continuing to build the shop up. I'll probably, if I don't quit, I'll probably hire my first employee in 2026.
Jason Rojas?
He already has a job.
I know, but after that,
we all need 2 or 3 jobs these days.
Yeah. So just to continue to build it up. I mean, it's going crazy. I've done 1,500 orders this year, which is a lot considering,
You did 1,500 orders last year?
In 2025, yeah.
Okay.
You opened what, July?
Yeah. Well,
That's
I count from before that as well when it was just online. So I'm counting the whole thing.
That's more orders than Dom can listen to records in a year. So you're on good pace.
That's right.
Yeah. So just continue to do what I'm doing, and
if they ask, I'm in. If Dave calls me up, I'm in.
You're gonna cover misery, right? You'll cover misery.
I don't understand. Like, listen,
maybe that's not
when
my
people
not my
when people in the chat decide to hone in on like one thing somebody says and like run it into the ground, there's nothing cool about that.
Actually,
They-
Dom, I prefer you cover Runaway Train.
That's my tune. Yeah. I could do.
You know, when
I could do.
when I went to see them, like I knew that they were like ending their set with Runaway Train. I was like, I can't. I'm not sticking around for that. No.
You left
That
during
song-
Runaway Train.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna listen to that, man.
That's why you buy the ticket.
I wanted to hear Misery live. It sounded great. I was like,
Yeah.
man, these guys.
That song got played into the ground. Holy shit.
yeah.
There's an offer.
I need help doing all kinds of things.
Jason,
Anyway,
what's your
those are-
you got resolutions? Let's find out. He still can't hear me.
Who?
You really?
Me?
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're asking if I have any resolutions?
Yeah.
It's got to move first.
Yeah, probably. You know, according to Joel, probably lessen up on the DJ mixers. Let's get rid of them. You know.
I just think like if they were me, I would clean up the equipment, plug it in, make sure it works, and if it does, try to sell it, right? Try to move it on to somebody else. Because I mean, he
Sure.
has like literally a dozen different DJ mixers. It's like nobody needs that many DJ mixers.
Joel, what I don't understand is Jason was asking me if I would ever stream music, and I'm like, I don't have a mixer, so I'd have to go out and get one. He's got it in his house. Like, I mean, am I not a co-founder of the VCSC? I can't get a bone. I got to come down and help you move and steal one. You won't even know what's missing. What the hell is
This is assuming he has the one besides the one that he uses that actually works. Because I don't know, they may not work.
I'd have to test it. I don't know. You're right, Joel. So that and the guitars, right? But you didn't move the guitars, right? We didn't do that. That was me.
They were already moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could, for the person who was it, Jefferson, that asked the question about the business. I can do a different video on that. You guys don't want me blabbing on about that stuff here.
No, talk about it. Talk about
You
it, man.
You can talk about it.
Hell yeah. Come on. This is the VC Social Club, man.
Well, so he says I'm not refocusing the business. I'm just continuing to grow it. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep doing more of it and keep growing and it's kind of funny. Like most of the good things that have happened in my life, they've happened by me putting myself into uncomfortable situations. You know what I mean? Like when I started DJing, I mean, this was like 25 years ago or whatever it was. That's not a thing that I'm a pretty introverted person. It may not seem like it because you guys hear me talking a lot, but the reality is like if I don't force myself to do things like this or to DJ or to have a store, like you would never see me or hear from me. You know, I just fade off into nothing, and you wouldn't, you know. So like I purposely push myself to do things just to see what'll happen. And amazing things always happen, which is why I keep doing it. But I keep pushing myself. Go ahead.
No, say it's like a runaway train, wrong way on one-way track.
And it could lead you to misery.
You guys, fucking Christ, dude! I'm not mentioning anything to you guys ever again. But anyway, I just keep putting myself into situations with the store just to see what'll happen, and I think 2026 something crazy will happen that I can't even imagine.
Are you still
right
in the
now.
experimental phase of it in your head, though? You were saying it's an experiment, right? I mean,
I was still viewing it as an experiment because, well, I'm not as experiment because now I have more experience with it, but I'm learning about the you know, how the distributors work, the distributors. Did I say that right? How they work, and I'm still, you know, am just as upset with Alliance as I ever was, and you know, but it's the experiment is figuring out like because I think the deck is stacked against a store being successful, right? I think if you're grandfathered in, right, if you're a Waterloo or a Breakaway or whatever stores you guys have in your area, like, or Innoveneer, like you've been doing it so long that you're always going to have a high level of success. But for a new store to get off the ground, like I've seen it time and time again. There's a lot of stores that I really like. They come off the ground and they kind of just hit a plateau. They stop growing. They continue to do what they do, but they're no longer growing and getting bigger. And I think a lot of that has to do, it's a conscious choice, right? It's either a choice or you're not making the best decisions on how to grow your business. And actually, I see the same thing in the bigger stores too. Like, there's no reason why Waterloo couldn't be as big as like Amoeba, right? There's nothing stopping them from doing anything except for it must be a conscious choice not to get that big.
It's just so hard for new stores to start right now. I mean, I think it's hard for any small business to start any kind of retail, but the chips are against you. I mean, you have to keep your expectations so low and make small, gradual steps.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just want to see how big I can get it. And I've already reached the point where I need help. Like I literally have like 9 boxes or 10 boxes of used stuff that need to be priced, and I don't have any time to do it. You know, and so I'm figuring out the inventory system. I just now started using a tool that'll keep my store inventory and Discogs in sync. That was a big thing that was holding me back from, because honestly, like Discogs is still like a large percentage. It's over 50% of my sales because the record buying public loves Discogs. I mean, they've have such a large market share. It's really hard to convince people. Like I'll tell people when I send an order to, I put a little thing in there saying like, hey, if you buy from the website instead of from Discogs, you get 10% back. You know, and you'll often get a better price anyway on top of it. You know, and people continue to buy from me multiple times on Discogs instead of going to the site. And it's like, what is it about Discogs that keeps people like? There are all kinds of great stores that have their own websites, you know, and yet people continue to buy on Discogs.
Not enough though. There's still a lot of room for growth in that. Generally, like there's not enough stores that do that spend the time to put their used stuff. Dusty Groove, Plaid Room. There's a few, but like reliably, I mean, not many.
But those staffs are probably huge, right? They probably have a lot of people on staff.
Yeah.
Like,
To do that is a lot.
Yeah, I talk to the guys at Darkside occasionally about it, and like they're like, we just don't have the number of people to keep up with it. Like we put most of what we can, but it's not easy, unless they get bigger, they can hire more people. But I feel for the 1 or 2 person shop that's crushing it, but they're not even exposed to online because it's just such a hassle. I mean, Joel, you got to think about it too. You're burning whatever you burn on 9 boxes of records. You don't even have them out for sale. You're not even recouping that right away because you don't have the time to price it. It's kind of nutty.
Yeah, I mean, I have to think about it. The part of the reason why I haven't I decide where I'm going to put my energy at every day. Like every day I'm doing, even though I'm working a full-time job, every evening, every weekend, I'm figuring out, okay, what am I going to do to make the store better? And I choose the thing that I think is going to get the most records into people's hands that they want, and what's going to make the most money. At the same time, the used stuff, unfortunately, at my store, a lot of people don't. I mean, they do. I don't know. I think I've reached a point. I just need to make sure that I have enough work for a part-time person that once I go through those 10 boxes, like I have more to like work for them to do. I don't know. I have to figure it out, but this is part of what I have to figure out. There's other things I have to figure out with the business too. Like on the financial side, like how I determine my finances are like what's in the bank account, what's in the business bank account. Do I have money in there? I do. Okay, then I'm doing good.
Yeah, like what Chance just said, pay them in store credit. Like if I was a 16, 17-year-old kid and you said, I'll pay you in records to work, I'd be like, sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit of a, I don't want to say control freak because that's like has a negative connotation, but I want it done a certain way. And I need to learn how to like trust someone to help me. Like I need someone to kind of earn that trust, or I know they're going to do it the right way.
Just have kids. You can put them to work.
Yeah, my
There
own
you go.
kid. I mean, because right now, like if the store fails, then I know it. I did it. It's me. I'm at fault or whatever. But if I hire someone and they do something, I don't know.
Yeah, Dom's going to show a recap of his turntable projects. His son's going to be laying down like floorboard. Nailed down.
This is where he lives and sleeps now.
For the Rev, it's not my full-time job. I have a full-time job. This is something I do evenings and weekends. So I haven't even, if I ever get to the point where it makes enough money, where I can make it a full-time job, I will. But no, it's not a full-time job. So you can imagine I spend my every waking moment, doing something for the store.
It's like your moonlighting thing. That's your Batman.
Yeah.
And High Rand, I don't just sell new records. I have used records. I just have them in the store and not online. So like if you go on the website, but listen, here's the thing. I have a solution for getting the used records on the site. I just need time I have a tool that's a two-way sync between my website and Discogs. So I'm going to have new records on the website syncing to Discogs, and I'm going to put used records on Discogs syncing to Shopify, to my website. It's on Shopify, and that's how I'm going to get used records on there. And I'm obviously going to start with like the the more desirable used records. I'm not going to put like $1 records and $5 records on there, but I agree with you. But here's the other thing, High Rant. A lot of people forget when I started this. Here's the thing. I had to ignore what a lot of people said in order to even have the guts to do what I've done. Because when I started this, I know a lot of store owners. I know a lot of people that sell records outside of stores, and everyone told me the same thing. They said, forget about new records. Only sell used. You need to focus all of your energy into used records. Forget about new. And to me, that's a failing strategy. You need both. You need new and you need used. You cannot survive on used alone because I've seen it. You will plateau because you're entirely dependent on whatever used records you can find. And in Austin, there's a lot of competition for used records. You know what I mean? I don't have the time to do what Record Safari does or to see what Lance does at Permanent Records and everybody else where I'm, globe trotting around the world buying used collections. I don't have the time to do that. And I'm not and that's great. I love what they're doing. I think, to me, I looked at what like Dylan and Noble Records did. I looked at what the guy up at Too Many Records, I saw what he did because they chronicled the start of their store on YouTube. And I said, that's a nice model. It's nice. I just personally can't do that. Like, I don't have time to
it requires a full-time hustle. That's it.
Yeah.
I like that's the way I would do it, but it would have to be like a serious recontextualization of everything I'm doing is to focus on used records, but selling. But I like stores that do that and then have like a small curated, selection of new stuff that like makes sense for what they're trying to do or who they are.
See, this statement right here, I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree with you. I agree that there's more profit to be made in used records. It's just that you can't only have used records, right? You need new records because if someone comes into your store and they want a copy of Nevermind and you just don't have a used copy, then what are you going to do? Oh, sorry, you can't have a copy of Nevermind.
But Joel, knowing you, over the past year or so and getting to understand like your mentality, I'm also imagining if that kid comes in for Nevermind, you're also going to upsell them something else. You're going to say, not upsell them, like you're going to say like, oh, if you like this band, try this band. And like, you need to have that inventory in your store to make that happen. You can't suggest that band to them and then they just go home and stream it because it's not available to them.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think it's if you do it right, having new dead stock is helpful, but I think the anchor in the store outside of the culture is the constant turnover of used. I think that with someone with no small retail experience in this market, I would assume that would, if I was walking into it, that would be my plan.
And here's the thing, like everyone in chat, I get what you're all saying, but you guys have to understand, like, we're the 1%. I know that you guys aren't going to your local store to buy new stuff, right? Because you're just going to buy it online or you're not going to buy it at all. You guys are the 1%. The 99% of people, they come in the store, the ones that are buying rumors for $24.99 new over and over and over again. I know that's not you, but that's the majority of people that come in through the door.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. So, sorry, Dom, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, that's right.
I was gonna say, I always doubt this. Back around Halloween, there's a mall like 25 minutes from me. I'll pop in there with Aubrey or my wife or whatever. They're doing stuff, and I only go to 2 stores. I go to Newberry Comics and Barnes and Noble because they have records. They have new records. The Barnes and Noble section is kind of small. I've never been in that store and not seen 5 or 6 people under the age of 25 in that section. And the Newberry it's a circus in the record section, and it's all kids, and some of them are walking up to the register with records. But yeah, I agree with you on that, Joel. Like, we are part of that 1%, and quite frankly, like, I think what you're doing potentially serves a hybrid of clientele. Where like we're like, I'm not really going to Newberry unless there's a kind of massive sale to go browse. I'm gonna go to like a mom and pop shop, but those kids, this is all of their first experience. So if you can bring both of that clientele into your store successfully, then I think you have a better model. So I even though it's a risk a bit, I think it's a smart move to go with the new stuff as well. But I'm always shocked. Newberry is always slammed, and it's a big store. The whole record section, it's like every bin has like 3 or 4 rows. And you can't go more than 3 rows without bumping into somebody or a group of kids like looking at stuff and buying stuff. It's cool to see, but there's definitely a market that we're not aware of.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to start a store. Like, it's admirable that you did it just to selling new stuff. That's a big overhead that you're taking on to start. Like, just buying premium product. As a store, if you're opening a store, the easiest way you can do it is just start selling your own collection. If you're up for it. A lot of us can just start a store that way, and you go from there and turn that into other collections. It is a lot more risky, like what you've done, Joel. So to get as far as you have is certainly notable. And I mean, I've seen it, like, as far as like the same stuff that sells every week, those same releases. I've seen it here. Same Alliance orders come in every week with the same shit, the same titles.
Yeah.
But having a really, robust used section of quality used stuff coming in is really important too, if you have the staff and you have the sort of people to take that on.
Yeah, and the reality is, like, so I'm building the kind of business that I want, and the reality. So I live in Liberty Hill. It's a small town. It's a small suburb. It's like 3 suburbs. If you've never been to Texas, you don't really understand how it works. Like, Texas starts with a big city, right? You have Austin, and then you have like little suburbs going up and down the highways. So I'm like three small towns away from Austin in a small town, and I'm trying to build a store for the people in this small town, right? And there's people that aren't in this small town. They're not coming into my store looking for Vashtis and stuff like that. They're not looking for like the super rare used stuff, right? Like the used stuff that I sell, they're looking for like Led Zeppelin and whatever. You know what I mean? They're looking for common stuff that people like, right? And I don't sell anything. I sell records, I sell CDs, I sell books about music.
Newbury
that's it.
Comics sell some Funkos. Holy shit, do they?
Oh yeah.
I don't have any tchotchkes or anything. I
Joel,
do have.
is there a
but-
local music scene that you can kind of hook up with to kind of be like the premier like distributor of those bands, like not distributor but retailer of those bands? You know, is there any like kind of club scene where you can get like indie artists involved?
Not in Liberty Hill. There's no venues or anything like that. But I thought about starting like I have plenty of room on the land that store's on. And so like when the weather gets better, I'm going to build a little stage, and I have a little sound system, and I'm going to have bands play there, like outside, and set up some tables and some chairs and stuff. The store's not big enough for it to be a venue, but outside is.
Yeah, but even right? That's great. It's an anchor. It's like the stores that I've been to locally or traveling or whatever that are kind of a step above mom and pop. They have a culture there. Like if you go into Dark Side, it's a hang. You know, they have a bar, they have a venue inside of it. They just move. Like I'm thinking about places like that. Like they do something different that will bring you there to be present, and then you might buy a record. It's almost like you go there not always to buy a record, but you wind up walking out with one. So
that's what they did. So where I used to live, which is just down 29 from where I live right now, it's a town called Georgetown, which Jason's never been to, and I told him I need to take him over there. So they have a square, right? It's a small town, and they have a square, like with the courthouse in the middle, and then a bunch of shops and stuff surrounding it. And there's some shops there, and that's kind of what they do, right? It's like there's like I met this small business owner that has a shop there. They sell plants and like plant related stuff, and they have like a little courtyard, and they put on comedy shows. And they have there's like a food truck that's owned by a local fireman. And so they do like events in the middle. Sometimes they'll do like crafts. They'll like have like craft shows where people can come with their kids or whatever on a date night and do like little crafty things. And so like they make a lot of money on stuff that's not selling the products in their store with like the events and stuff like that. I could do something like that. It's hard to arrange all that when it's not my full-time job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have my full-time job I have to worry about, you know. Yeah. That's why I try to like take it easy on myself. Like I get really stressed out and I have to tell myself, Joel, like chill out. Everything will be fine. You have a full-time job. Like you're not expected to move mountains.
Oh, my timer's going off.
Well, so yeah, anybody can open a lemonade stand to subsidize their business. That's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So, but to your point, it's like you need to put the time in to be able to do that. It makes sense.
See, the thing is like where the part of what the experiment is can Liberty Hill sustain a record store, right? Like we know Austin can sustain multiple, right? But there's no record store near me. There's a bookstore that carries a few records down in Cedar Park, which is like the next town closer to Austin. And there's Piranha and Round Rock, which is like way across town, like 30 minutes away. Outside of that, there's no one else near me. So like if you want records and you're anywhere, you know, in like a 30, 40 mile radius, you're coming to my store.
So Joel,
to drive into Austin.
What's your ideal, you know, outcome that you would like to keep working your day job and running the store, or running the store full time and not having a day job? Like what would your ideal situation be?
Okay, so Dom, you're someone, you have a wife and you have kids, right? So like, you know, like it would be a hard sell to tell your wife, like, okay, I know we have a certain lifestyle propped up by what we're doing with our day jobs. Let me put all that on hold and let me go start a business, and we'll start like be starving artists. You know what I mean? Like it's not a thing, right? My wife made it really clear when we started out, like, you know, we have a lifestyle. I want to maintain it. You can do this thing on the side, but you know, unless the store is able, one of two things has to happen. Either the store has to earn enough money, the same amount of money that I'm earning at my day job, which that's it's possible, right? Except for the day job is a steady paycheck, right? I'm salary, so every month this is what it is. We know what it is.
Healthcare. I assume you have healthcare.
Yeah, and healthcare and all that kind of stuff. So either that has to happen, or the opposite has to happen. I have to convince my wife that I want to change our lifestyle to fit this reality, which what I've told my wife in the past, and she may even be watching this video. I told my wife, like, I'm trying to build us a life that I want to continue living until I'm dead. And I know that I'm not super happy, like working for somebody else, making them a bunch of money and me just working a day job. Like, I know that the store's a lot of work and I could do it. But I still need to earn enough money, because I also want to maintain a lifestyle, right? Like, I want to be able to go to shows and whatnot. You know what I mean? So the perfect situation.
This is like become your like project, your fun time, like all of your extra time is going into this. So like, you're sacrificing a lot to put all of your recreational time into it too. So
yeah. So like this is another reason why I keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations, like meeting other small business owners. Like, maybe the future of the store isn't in the location it's in right now. Like, maybe I meet someone later on who wants to open up a venue, and I open up a store on the side of the venue.
Rob checking in here with the quality comment.
What is this? Welcome, Rob Walker.
And we were having this discussion today, like, well, you can't fit any more records. I guess we got to move. Change the house, change the wife, change the life.
Well, no, I don't think changing the wife is a solution. Oh, dude, BK, dude, agriculture is amazing. So many people sleep on that album. It is a metal album, but that is one of the best albums of the year, in my opinion.
I have to look at this comment one more time. Where is it?
What comment?
It's the Rob Walker. It's absurd.
Rob Walker's, gem to comment ratio is through the roof. Like, when he swings, he doesn't miss.
So Stevie, it is true. Like, if I could get some tents outside, and regularly book bands to play on that outside in that yard. The only problem is parking. Like, where's everyone going to park? They'd have to park next door and walk across. But anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. I'm also just trying to make it be fun. I mean, it's a record store. I'm trying to not trying to be all.
You're not even telling the best part of your record store. There's a frisbee golf like outside.
What?
So one of my customers, who's a friend of mine,
that's the attraction. Frisbee golf.
He bought me a frisbee golf. He likes to play frisbee golf, and we were talking about it. So he bought me a frisbee golf goal, and he brought it to the shop. And so I told him, "Hey, I'll set it up." So I set it up. Initially, I had it in the front, but the problem is that people throw frisbees at it. I was too afraid it was going to go out into the street. So
some
I
of
put
those
it in the
frisbees
back
can be
of the
heavy
yard.
too.
Yeah,
break your windows.
So not only do I have a frisbee golf goal in the back, I have frisbees on premise. So if anyone wants to practice, initially I was going to do a gimmick, like if you score, like if you get it into the basket on the first throw, I give you like some % off your order.
Don't do
but
that.
No one took me up on it. So
you're like that taco place that like said get a tattoo of a taco and eat tacos forever for free.
Funny story about the Lager House.
Go ahead,
That's where I met Meg White at the Lager House in person. She's probably as short as Kenny G. Better looking Joel. No, I haven't. I guess I could do it once I have the system back up, but now I can't do it. So no more record shootouts until February, unfortunately. What the hell is this?
Fair question.
So here's a better question. I mean, I know a lot of people that have started record stores as like a partnership with multiple like friends or whatever, starting the record store. None of them stayed. It always comes down to one person ends up owning the whole thing because there's just not enough. I don't know the reasoning, but it is.
Well, I mean, business partners in general, even one, you're splitting
Yeah.
everything. It's not. You got to be high volume or whatever you're doing.
Tom is a frisbee golf expert. Don't let him near your store. He's gonna get all kinds of discounts.
I like the idea of the bands because you can exploit people like Jason and Dom, for low.
I already had an offer for a reggae band here in town they want to come play the store. And I told them it's a small store and I don't know how many people will come out. And they says, we don't care, we'll come out.
What kind of reggae bands do you have locally? I have to ask.
Jason may know them. I'll have to get their name. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up their name real quick. It's a cool name too.
Yeah, so like reggae. If you're a local reggae band here, I'm running far away. Like anyone who's been to Ithaca,
yes.
It's white dreadlock reggae.
Yep. Yeah.
Bad.
They're like, oh, we're a reggae band. Like it's like a set full of Sublime and 311 covers.
That'd be better than what this actually is. It's like the most watered down version of like Marley meets like, UB40. Like, I don't know.
I've seen some of those reggae bands at that gazebo in the middle of your city. I know. Yeah.
Oh, you have, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, shout out to Beer and Vinyl. He knew about the Chanticleer. I don't know if he's still here. That's a legendary bar here that's actually about to get a makeover and have bands again. So
nice.
So the better looking Joel, he mentioned, I don't know who's scrolling through the comments, but if you go back to Joel's comment, so we had a conversation, and I'm not going to out Joel's business or whatever, but we talked about the concept of running a shop. And he was giving me some numbers. I forget, you told me about some shop that you knew and you talked about like what the owner's sales were versus what their profit was. It was pretty eye-opening. But this is like, I like having these conversations with people just because it's always interesting. I would say more, but I realize I don't want to like out him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to rewrite history a bit here, but I feel like when you started this, you're like, I'm going to give it a swing, and then you were like, there are points you're like, I don't know if this is going to work. But now you seem pretty optimistic, so I would just stay on the track you're on, man. It's good. It goes in and out. Like whenever I figure out, like when I figured out how to keep the inventory in sync, that was a big deal to me because it's one of my pet peeves. Like people buying something from you and then you have to tell them, sorry, I don't have it because I already sold it. I hate that. And so like I was purposely misrepresenting my inventory online to avoid that. So like I'm missing out on sales. In fact, I'm putting things back in inventory now, and I'm finding things that were never in my inventory to begin with. So it's like no one could buy it unless you came into the store because it wasn't even on the website. So now I'm fixing that. And so sales have like skyrocketed. Like my sales have jumped a lot as I put more things online. And this is with me buying in small quantities. Like I'm not a store where I buy like, a shit ton of copies of some of these new records. But anyway, has doing any of these streams helped you? Like have people come in and say, oh, I heard about your store from your YouTube channel or whatever, or no?
No. I mean, people came to the convention and said they saw. I mean, mostly it was Jason, I think. I met Stevie. I mean, Wonky. He came into the store. I think he watched other VC channels. But I don't think he watched this channel until we all met. But he's become a friend. Yeah, there you go. So Joel,
what was that figure? 1.2 million in sales, 40K profit.
Yeah, he said there was a store owner, and this was without paying himself. He made 1.2 million total in sales, but only 40K in profit.
This is a record store?
Yeah. And he had told me what the record store was, but I forget.
But is that also taking into account his spending on collections and whatnot?
It has to be right. So everything, yeah.
So maybe he didn't move what he sold.
That sounds like record store day to me.
Yeah,
records dead stock.
A lot of picture discs, 50% off next year.
I could do that, Jason. How many people you think would show up for a Jason Rojas meet and greet at the store?
You'd have to hire security.
You call it a meet and greet. Some might call it an intervention.
Yeah. you schedule a meet and greet for Jason, but all of us are there in a semicircle of folding chairs with coffee, talking about his issues. That would be.
So, how many mixers do you have, Jason? That's so stupid. I like it.
Jason, please stop buying the Congo record over and over again. It's over. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
800 in used. Wait, so he spent 800,000 on used, Joel?
Oh, okay.
I think Joel. I think Joel also told me that the guy that did this, he also like had plenty of money, so I think he wasn't necessarily being super frugal. I think that's, if I remember right, that was part of the story.
At least he profited, I guess.
I kind of believe it because we always joke around like, oh, if you ever hit the lotto, what would you do? And I said I'd run the most unprofitable record store in the world.
Yeah, that's all I want. Like, why can't I meet some like Elon Musk type that just has too much money and just like throw me $1 million to run my record store, without any stress? You know what I mean?
You had to say the E word. Now the chat's going to light up.
You are right, by the way, Stunty. Soul Asylum and Spin Doctors are the same. But what I would say is...
Wait, hold on. We are not letting that go. Fuck that. Soul Asylum and Spin Doctors are not the same.
They're both great, Joel.
Oh my god, dude.
No, but I'm wondering if that statistic that Joel gave is more common and more indicative of what most stores are doing as far as the percentage of profit versus cost of goods.
I mean, I wish people would I would love to see those numbers. You know what I mean? Because when I think about it, I talked about this, right? So John, who owned Waterloo, right? He goes to retire, and he sells his shares, his part of the business to the people that run, what's the name of that pressing plant? They have a pressing plant, right? So that's how his retirement plan, which obviously tells me he didn't earn enough money just running the record store to be able to retire, right? Chris up at Good Records, he gets sick. His family has to open up a GoFundMe in order to pay his medical bills. Tells me the record store's not doing, So I'm under no illusions here that, you're not going to become a millionaire owning a record store. So that you just get that right out of forget about that. Like, that's not your goal. Your goal is just to live a good life. That's all I want. I want to be comfortable, live a good life, be around records. Like, the joy that I get is not about making the money. The joy that I get is when I hear someone come in and they're like, oh, look, he's got this record, and they get excited and they pull the record out and they talk about, oh, we're going to get this record and we're going to go home and we're going to have a little party and listen to this. You know what I mean? Like these two young people did the other day. It's a small store, so I can hear when people are talking, and they were talking about doing that. That's the joy that I get, is people getting the records that they want. When someone talks about... Good.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, just people, because you have to understand, everything in my store, for the most part, like 99% of it is stuff that I curated, stuff that I love. So when someone finds a record in that they love, it's also a record that I love. To hear them get excited about that, right? I was playing this Adrian Sherwood comp the other day in the store, and multiple people asked me, hey, what's playing? What are you playing here? So I get to sit there and talk to them about Adrian Sherwood. Like, I'm a geek. Like, that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit about how much money I made that day.
I would love to know what store out there is like legitimately profitable in a like a decent way, like paying themselves. Like, is InGroove doing that? I mean, I think he just has money to spend. I think, I'd love to know what store is like seriously doing well in the sense where like they can retire. Like, probably none.
Well, I think it's how you run the business, right? I mean, a lot of that has.
Well, I think it's also estimated time of arrival, right? Like, when did you get in? Like, Mike,
definitely.
Mike, people knock Mike all the time, and I tease him a little bit. but he got on the launching of this audiophile like revival, and he was out in front of everybody else. So now he has a reputation. That's where you go to get stuff. And
but he's spending a lot to make a lot.
He definitely is. But if you see what he yields on whatnot and stuff, I mean, he's built that brand to kind of get high market value on a lot of that.
Grass, like that's such a pet peeve. I can't not take that. Oh, horrible.
Joel, it sounds like you want a profitable hobby, which isn't a bad thing. There's a lot of like people that have interests, cars, motorcycles, cooking, whatever. They just want a profitable hobby outside of their day job. I don't think there's a downside to that.
Yeah, I think like so to talk about what Chad's talking about. So I think Inveneer obviously is doing really well. So is Breakaway. In what Joel said here about it's flattened. I hear this from a lot of store owners, right? Like I can think of 3 right off the top of my head that I've talked to that have said that, because I've asked them, like, because I wonder why is it that, like, when you think about big record stores in the United States, why is there no store that's the size of Tower Records? Like not a chain, but even just a single store outside of Amoeba. What's the biggest store as far as like square feet? I mean, there's like Josie Records in Dallas, but they're
there's just not enough buyers for that overall. Yeah. It's not like it was in the 70s and 80s,
and even in the 90s. It's a niche thing now. It really is.
I mean, that's a good Thomas Boost guy. I'd love to know what he's making from his shop.
Yeah. So yeah, Josie is a big store square footage wise. I just wonder, like, so I've asked store owners, like, why don't you continue to grow? And a lot of them tell me they plateaued. But I think some of it is like, they're also kind of doing the same things they've always done, right? They're buying used collections, they're selling used records, and they're not doing what's necessary to grow. And the reason they're not doing it is because they don't have the cash to do it, right? Like if you talk to a used store that's plateaued, they don't have the capital to start carrying like new records, right? Because they're putting all their money in keeping their used records continually cycling in and out, right? And same thing, like I'm a store, it's mostly new, but I have plenty of used records too. But like if someone comes to me with a big used collection, I can't afford it. I don't have the, if someone comes with me like a $50K worth of used records, I can't pull the trigger, right?
But the other thing I would argue too is that the record stores are saying they're plateauing, and they're plateauing at the peak of the revival, right? They're plateauing when record sales are breaking all-time numbers. So you're plateauing at the height of a market. So yeah, it's going to be hard to grow.
I disagree.
It's well, you're just
sorry, make your point. I didn't mean to. I disagree that right now is the height of the market, but please.
Well, is record sales reached an all-time high last year, right?
Did they? I don't know.
Or is it 2025 or 2024? I thought that was the highest.
Yeah, it wasn't the. Yeah, for new records.
For new records, the highest it's been since 1986.
Wow!
So you're plateauing in the time of high growth. Like, of course, you're going to plateau. The market is reaching a peak right now. What's going to be interesting is who survives out of that, and then the people who survive are going to grow even more because the market's going to readjust. So I don't think plateauing is necessarily an error on the part. I think it's just the market being at a cap. I think, but that doesn't account for used records, which is what you guys are really, really harping on too. So
what it comes down to is like no one's starting a store right now for this to be like a profitable scheme or like a way to. If it's not coming from someone who's like what you're saying, Joel, like because you want to be around records, like then I don't know who that person's barking up the wrong tree. Like it has to be because that's like what you really want to do with your life.
Jose brings up an interesting point. Restaurants are peaking. Restaurant industry is down big, huge, like concerning. Restaurant construction are like big indicators.
What about bars and clubs? Like I'm trying to set up a tour. Like every bar I talk to is like really, really not wanting to do much.
One of
a lot
my
of
close friends. One of my close friends actually used to be my boss when I was a kid at the music store. He's in beer and alcohol sales. He's like, it's tough. It's really tough right now. And the only thing keeping them alive is retail and non-alcoholic beverages. People aren't going out like they used to. Like those indicators are tough.
Kids
Well,
don't really drink anymore.
I
No.
know in Austin, I've heard many people say this, that it's like alcohol sales are down because a lot of more people are smoking pot, and they're just preferring that over getting drunk.
Yeah, because you can stay home and just not go anywhere, watch Netflix,
and not spend $9.50 or $10 on a beer that you can go buy 6 of them at the gas station for $6.
Yeah,
So.
I think the I don't know.
I can tell you too, like from I used to go to a shit ton of shows. Even as I got older, I went to a lot of shows, big shows, small shows. This year, I look back at my stubs. Besides, like the first 2 years that my daughter was born, and then like shortly after, this was the least amount of concerts I've seen in a year, probably since I'm like 14. It's just too much because it's the ticket, it's getting there. I don't really drink at shows anymore, but if I had a drink, it's $12, $15, whatever it is, to get a drink. It's expensive to go out. It's not a cheap endeavor unless you're finding some local indie scene that you get into the show for $5 or $10. Those are few and far between.
Yeah, I would love to see the data on this kind of stuff, because I still go out to just as many. Well, I don't go to as many shows, but that's a lot to do with not because I don't want to or because what they cost. But I also don't really drink when I go to shows to save money. Right? I just pay the ticket price.
Yeah, or part of it too. Also, like the cost of living is so high. I think a lot of people are realizing like I can't really afford to drink that much anymore unless you're just an alcohol.
You know what's funny? High Rent brought up Straight Edge. Now I don't know this band at all, but they keep showing up in my feed every once in a while. But I saw that. Oh no, I'm not going to mention this because chat won't behave itself.
So, but I stopped bartending. I stopped bartending the week before COVID like ruined the world or whatever, and the legalization of weed wasn't around at that point in New York. You could go to Massachusetts, but a lot of people weren't doing that. So if I stopped bartending in 2018, I would say by 2015, 2016, the restaurant, and I worked at a high volume like staple of a place where I lived, like you walked in and you made money, like you didn't even have to try, and you could see the traffic from the younger kids like totally dwindling out. And I thought that they were going to like other areas with more action, and I heard from bar owners and like colleagues in like those like cities like White Plains or whatever, New York, they're like, no, it's dead here too, and many bars closed. So I think the marijuana played into it, but I think there was something going on in the economy that kind of led up to this. I don't think it's necessarily just that. I mean, it's just a different scene. Like kids don't go out like we used to go out, or even our parents used to go out. Like our parents went out hard. We went out hard. There was entertainment, live music. Like that's kind of removed from culture to a certain extent.
And some people never really changed from COVID. Like they stayed home. They just haven't come back out.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. There's a lot of that happened to me unintentionally,
Record talk's making me.
And like Jose brought up DoorDash. This is a minor point, but like this idea of isolation and staying home, I'm shocked every time I do go out to like a restaurant, how many, especially like fast food, like how many bags are lined up DoorDash. Like,
yeah,
it's actually insane to me. And it's a lot of kids. I talk to friends of mine that have kids that are teenagers in their early 20s. They're like, oh, my son and daughter do is DoorDash with their friends. I'm like, they don't go out. They're like, no, they just have it delivered. I'm like, that's just fucking lazy.
That's a waste of money too. I mean,
it is. Yeah, it's the cost of the food, the convenience fee, the tip, and the tax. So you're adding 20-25% on top of the bill.
Yeah, it's true.
That's not true, Rob.
Thank you.
I'm driving. I'm driving right now.
Yeah,
Thank you, Rob Walker. Thank you.
I'm listening to records that from my 5-year project in 1 year.
And Rob Walker, just for the record, is the award-winning Tedious live stream of 2025.
That's right. Don't
Says
forget.
one notable VC host.
That's all that matters. So, any more resolutions, Dom, besides that big project?
Yeah, nothing to get into at the moment. I do, the other thing, of course, was me demonetizing my channel, which I will be doing soon. But I have something specific I'm preparing for that, so that'll be soon.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I still need to get a link to your Ko-fi.
I don't have a Ko-fi.
Oh, I thought you had one. I thought that's why you.
No, I don't have one yet. Maybe I'll have one.
So, speaking of demonetizing, Dom, one of my resolutions is to publish videos, and I've started last week.
You have? We should mention that. Yes. Way to go.
My resolution is actually to monetize and shill. I'm gonna be a shill by September of 2020.
Let's get you in on this. Yeah.
Put a link.
You better be praising
Open for business. Bring it.
all the tone poets. They're all the best. Cut by
All the
Kevin
best.
Gray, 180
You should-
gram, stout
have that-
tip-on jackets.
That Tone Bro It tag should just be visible at all times, you know?
That's right.
And
Wear that
Dom,
pen.
Yeah.
when you're ready for the Tone Broet Society, the committee has approved. We're
It's just
looking
you and the
forward
Rev,
to-
right?
Yes, but you don't have to say that out loud. Come on, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna make videos. I don't care if anybody watches them. I'm glad that people do. I appreciate it, but I'm gonna dip my toe into some of the content creation.
What you should do is start the vinyl tag 2027 right now. Get it out now. It's open for the taking. Anyone can pluck that cherry off the tree. Just take it.
That's right.
Maybe the social club, gets out in front of this, and we do the vinyl tag next year.
That's right. I'll just show the same record over and over for each question.
Come up with a question that applies.
My other resolution is to get Jose to ship me the records he owes me. I don't know how long I gotta wait for these fucking Merzbow, man. Like, I don't know how long I gotta wait.
Wait, that's true. I think Jose owes me records too.
You'll be waiting till
Oh,
2027.
by the way,
Yeah.
speaking of channels, I hope Alan's still here. Alan always put up a video on the New York reunion, which was one of my favorite releases of this year. Thanks to Notes and Tones for the recommendation. It's basically a jazz record. It's McCoy Tyner, Joe Henderson, Al Foster, and Ron Carter. And Alan actually worked at Chesky. It's like his first job out of college, worked at Chesky when they were making that record. So he put a video up on his site. I'll drop a link.
Oh yeah. Cool.
It's cool because obviously it's a record review, but it's his insight. He was there. So some interesting stories. So I wanted to give Alan a shout out. I watched the video the other night. It was pretty cool. So we'll drop a link, but everybody should sub up Alan for sure. I know Chance was throwing that around earlier.
I missed that. I got to check that out. Okay.
Jason, you have no more resolutions? You're no bands you want to see or anything like that?
Once I get out of witness protection, things will be better. I can compare records again.
Here's the question.
Joel can have Joel and I can go through all the mixers that I have,
All the mixers. So today is Monday, right? Did you do any apartment searching?
I did a little bit, but I was really busy at work. It's actually to come back to work after all that time off kind of sucked.
Today was rough.
Very good. The train is starting.
Yeah, we'll
Thanks,
see.
Jose.
So when Jose says your records are being shipped to Alex, this is the guy that's out of the country. So, who knows when you'll get it? Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months.
I'm waiting on 2 records I've had a few disasters of not tariffs, but stuff getting rejected. I got a record rejected from France. It's going back to France. And then I got a guy in Brazil who I've gotten into a whole heated thing about, which may be stuck in customs. So I'm not feeling too. I was feeling really good about getting international packages until these. So
I tried to buy a record from Brazil right before the holidays. They found out I was on the stream. Heard that our panel rips people off for Brazilian records, and I've been blacklisted, guilty of association. So it's been rough. I don't think Jason heard me.
I don't know. I'm what do you call it? Like, I'm doing this through the iPad. It's rough. It's just rough. You know?
Well, you're on top of the comments. We'll say that.
Yeah. It's easier to hit the comments instead of using my mouse before. Like, I'm just clicking, you know. But that's all I got, guys. Sorry.
It's okay, man. I'm surprised we even had a stream based upon your situation. So, Howard,
next week you got to go to Joel's place.
That's right. Next time,
Joel, you got to clean up.
I do got to clean up.
Wow.
See these boxes?
So if anybody's remember the Temptations, they had the double mic. You know, we'll have the double mic stand.
I don't have 2 mics though. You're gonna have to bring a mic.
That's right.
You know what I do have though? It is.
Oh yeah. Oh, Joel, you got to really think about this though. You should probably leave the room a mess. And when Jason shows up, be like, "Hey, remember when I helped you move?"
Yeah, there you go.
So
I have
to
to
answer
Eddie's
Eddie's question, no, I'm just going to take over Tonto's, what's her name's trailer home. There you go, Eddie. Let her know that.
That's Steve.
You know that I don't. Jason has 2 copies.
I should have given Joel a copy. Sorry, I was busy in the move phase, but don't worry, Joel. You'll get a copy from me soon.
You should have played Misery on repeat the whole 3 days of the move because that's how Joel felt.
Well, the thing is, Groove Seeker, my HomePod like died, so it sucks. So
You're moving in silence?
Well, I have a smaller HomePod, but like everything was all packed up because we needed to get it done.
It's tight.
Joel, weren't you saying you weren't going to buy duplicates anymore, or is that for the store?
These are not duplicates, sir. This is Moonlight Concessions. This is their 2025 album, and this is Moonlight Confessions, which is the like not demos, but like their raw versions, and it's actually really good. I just got this in today. I ordered it, and it's really good.
Like I said, don't buy duplicates.
They're not duplicates. Look at that. Look how
joke. That's a joke. Oh,
have you bought
I do want
record?
to check that Richard Young's record out. Actually, I got to check that out. Thank you for that reminder.
So we're 5 days into the new year. Have you guys bought any records yet?
I just showed one, motherfucker.
So you bought that in January?
Yeah, I just bought it.
I haven't bought anything in January. I bought a record for somebody else, but not for me.
I haven't bought a record yet.
I did buy a record at Waterloo, but it's upstairs, and I won't be able to show it.
Wait, hold on. You went to Waterloo without me?
Yeah, you weren't around.
So you did. When was this?
I think it was on Sunday.
No, I helped you move on Sunday. Was this during the day when you're getting your license renewed?
No, I think
Or
you
was
helped me
this
on Saturday. That was Saturday.
Yeah. He does. Yes.
I want everyone to know that now that I know where Jason did live, my store is just as close to where he was living as Waterloo. Okay?
Oh, shit.
So all that distance shit was bullshit. Now he's closer. Now he's closer to Waterloo, you know, at his Airbnb, but he wasn't before.
That's some cold shit, Rojas.
I know. This is how we're going to end the stream.
No. Yes. He lived like literally within walking distance of Piranha.
Walking distance? That's not walking distance.
You could have walked there, dude.
I mean,
Right
anything
after
technical.
You
Jason
needed
picked
to.
it. Maybe next Monday I will get the guitar and play it. Now, I tried to tell Joel, like, when you play guitar, you can bend strings. Like, Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page were the sloppiest guitar players. Why? Because they could just bend the string to the note. With the guitar, you hit the wrong note, you cannot bend that. It just stinks. It's the worst. Any last minute resolutions, approaches?
I mean, I've said too much, I think.
Well, I'm actually happy you're going to do that. That's like what you're going to do is like it's going to be tough.
Well, it doesn't have to happen in 5 years. It could be less, it could be more. The point is, even if I listen to 2/3, 3/4, that's still pretty good, you know. I mean, the reality is I just filed maybe 150 to 200 records that I've probably listened to once or twice this year. You know, like I didn't really fully digest those. So those are going into the mix now to be played at some point. You know, my work just got harder, I guess. But
What is going on? So, Jason, see, I don't know any of these people personally besides Stevie and Stunty or in Johnny Fever. But like when Seaferg says that, I don't know if he's kidding around or if he's talking shit about you. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. He puts the comment, I post it up, and you know, like I said, like Joel and I are friends, you know.
Yeah, I know Jason pretty well at this point, and so Seaferg, I don't know why you're saying something like that. It's not very nice.
Groove Seeker, any last minute?
I think everyone in chat's resolution should be to be nice, and starting with Stunty, you're number one on the list of people that needs to be nice. And Seaferg, now you're number two.
You might be in the will, Joel.
I might be.
As well.
Probably not, but I might be.
I don't think I'm in it, so it has to be you.
You know, hold up, Joel. You know, at Waterloo, they had 2 copies of the Dead Milkman, that Big Lizard record, one for 100 and one for 85. And the only difference was that there was no insert. And I just wanted to hold them up and like ask them to take a picture, and then I was going to do an Instagram post like, "What is this shit?" But I did not. I was like, "Man,
wait, hold on. You're not talking about the RSD. You're talking about
the original.
press? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, was it just the insert, or did they have a store sticker on the outer sleeve as well? Because
they had the store sticker.
There you go. That's $5 in value plus 10 for the inner.
Like this one, you mean?
The math.
Hold on.
There you
Hold up here.
Oh, you left it on. You got that for 25 from him? Damn.
Yeah. But I couldn't help it. I just had to leave it. It's just I want to see this increase up to 50 or 60 or 70, hopefully.
Did you get one of the serial numbered pins? I ordered 2 just in case. No, I didn't.
No, this is my lone Black Friday right here.
You asked for the pin and like a certificate with the signature from Mike. Then next time you had your Tone Bro at Society, you're like showing off to Don Was. Like, look who's Simon. They're gonna be like, who's that?
Hold on, I got him on display.
I don't think I've subbed Alan before. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Alan.
So Dom, if you get an envelope in the mail, it's gonna be reversed. It's gonna be gold with blue lettering, and it'll have the invitation from the Rev and I in. So take
Dude,
your time.
Don't play with my heart, okay? Don't do
That's
it.
nothing compared to what Arnaldo's about to get in the mail, huh? Isn't that right, Jason?
That's right.
I'm so jealous of Arnaldo.
Why?
It's a surprise.
He'll show up to make a video about it.
Yeah,
boy.
love to do a video. All right, I want to thank my panelists here: Groove Seeker, Dom, Seeking a Thread, Joel, Static ATX. Hold up, we're gonna wish Dom 5 years of listening to all his records. Good luck. We're gonna wish Joel success with Static ATX when he hires teenagers to work for free.
Wonky Sensitive is in.
That's right. We also want to celebrate Alan for his first video. Is it your first video, Alan, or second? So congrats, man. Alan will be a panelist soon when he gets all settled. Groove Seeker, I don't know, man. Thanks for your friendship. We'll see you in Fish in 2026. Yeah, man.
Yes. When the on sales are announced, we'll work it out. You want to do like what, eight or 10 shows? Like, what are you thinking your first go around?
Just one
Now
show.
you're playing with Chris's heart. Jason.
Awesome.
No, it's gonna happen. We're gonna do it 2026,
You are?
man. Yeah, man. Sure.
Hey, I can get 4 tickets. It's not a big deal. So just throwing that out there.
And I thank everyone in the chat for stopping by. So
Cheers.
All right,
Good luck
guys.
in the Airbnb, Jason.
I think I've already pissed off my housemates, but
Tell them only 25 days to go.
that's right. See you in the streets, right? Thank you, everybody.
Peace.
See ya.
Later.
How do I end this? I can't.
The stream is going to go on forever.
That's
This is
right.
the stream that never ends.
We